Pick a question, Dele Adetiba. How do you drive an ideological campaign without calumny during elections?
First of all, campaign of calumny is not indigenous to Nigeria. It is part of the currency of politics, anywhere, everywhere. And whereas people complain about it, but people still indulge in it because it works. What people say is, if you let your opponent define you, then you already have a handicap before you start.
Look at this incidence of hate speeches and political advertising where, names and hate speeches are involved in those sort of advertising. Is that what you see all over the world?
Yeah.
Is that what you think should be?
No, it shouldn't be, but it happens everywhere in the world.
Is that an advantage? Is that what gives, the other party the advantage?
Unfortunately, sometimes it does. It's always best to define yourself first. One of the things I say to people when I'm giving a talk on say, branding or whatever it is, like a PR thing, is everybody has an image to project. And the man who meets you also forms an impression, even if he's meeting you for the first time, whether you like it or not. We always have an opinion as human beings. Therefore, don't let people form an opinion before you define yourself.
Which do you find more fulfilling? Your job as a broadcaster, a versatile, accomplished broadcaster, or the guru of advertising, as they say, a captain of the industry?
I enjoyed broadcasting. I will always consider myself a broadcaster if I needed to be. But I found advertising more engaging. First of all, advertising is more of a teamwork than broadcasting. One individual can hardly turn out a piece of advertising by himself. In broadcasting, outside of the support services, you can be a good broadcaster if you have the right engineers and the right camera people and whatever, Maybe that's the distinction which I would make. But I would hate to really make a choice, because either had formed who I became at different times in my life, and I wouldn't give up any.
How would you like to describe yourself? Do you consider yourself a private person in public?
Yeah. I'm a very private person, destined for a public space. Mm-hmm. I've practically lived all my professional life in the public glare. I've learned to live with it, but it's not something that came very naturally to me. I'm not a recluse by any chance, but I don't enjoy the glare. If I walk into a hall, I like to just take a seat at the back somewhere, If you find I'm there, okay, there's nothing I can do.
Are about to send you on a castaway, or to cast you away, so to speak. And you're allowed to take only 5 items which you consider very important on the street.
Will the items include human beings?
No, not at all. The missus will not be allowed to.
I suppose one of the things that would afflict you in a place like that would be boredom. And a good book would probably help.
You read a lot.
When I can, yes.
You have any favorites?
Oh, these days I tend to read biographies, but in my younger days, I loved detective series. Then I hope I can have access to current affairs, gadgets, because I also like to be contemporary with what goes on, not just around me, but
Is that like a radio or what?
a radio, a TV, whatever. I watch quite a bit of TV. I love music, and I think in a place like that, music would be invaluable.
What sort of music are you into? What genre of music?
To use the expression which has been, I don't even know where it started, they say you have a Catholic taste, meaning I have a wide spectrum. I love the blues. I love jazz.
Must be some sort of a romantic guy.
Of sorts. I love the rock and roll bit. I love country and western.
Oh, well, I mean, you have the Elvis Presley cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still retain always.
And, I'm not a classical person. I love Nigerian music. I love juju music. Some Akbala music I'm crazy about. Not too good with Fuji. And the current rap rave is above my pay grade.
Okay. I'm just thinking about your wife now. If anybody asked her a question about you, what do you think she would say about you?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
I have no clue. What I try to do with life in general is to surround myself with happy people. And I hope I will have done that with my home life. For instance, I'm the kind of person I feel put off if for the better part of the day my driver is sulking. Ordinarily, it's not my business, but I don't feel comfortable with anybody unhappy around me. So much more for people who are supposed to be close to me, family-wise or otherwise.
So she can authoritatively say, I keep him happy all the time.
I hope she says so.
It's been nice talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Dele Adetiba, thank you very much for being on the program. And we're so grateful that you afforded us your time at a short notice.
Thank you very much.
That's the mark of a broadcaster. Thanks a lot for being on the program once again. And it's been the chat with my guests, the iconic Dele Adetiba Nigeria's foremost sports broadcaster. I am Manny. I'll be with you the next time around. The Chat is produced by Channels Television. You can watch it again online. Just visit our social media platforms: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook.